So let's have a serious conversation. Let's have a serious conversation and discuss what is going on in our world today. Secular music is killing your relationship with God. I said it and I said it, and I'm going to say it over again. Let's get straight into it. So, secular music. Eunice, how could that possibly be killing my relationship with God? It doesn't even make me sin. Okay, I have the Bible right over here, the Bible. I've got 3 verses for y'all to show you, and then we'll go more in depth. And then we'll go more in depth to really describe and to understand what secular music actually is and what it can do to you. So I have here Ecclesiastes 7, verse 5. It is better for a man to hear the rebuke of the wise than to hear a song of fools. Okay. All right, next we have 1 Corinthians 10:23. All things are lawful, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful, but not all things build up. Let no one seek his own good, but the good of his neighbor. We're going to skip down to verse 31. So whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. Give no offense to the Jews, or to Greeks, or to the church of God. Just as I try to please everyone and everything, I do, not seeking my own advantage, but that of many, that they may be saved. Be imitators of me, as I am of Christ. I have 2 more verses, I think. We're going to go into Romans 12. Do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God and what is good and acceptable and perfect. Last verse, James 4:4. Friendship with the world is an enemy with God. Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. So let's unpack here. All these verses are talking about renewal of your mind, being transformed by your mind, being transformed by the renewal of your mind, being different, a living sacrifice for God. Like, y'all. Okay, so I had a revelation literally this week. Yes, so SZA's album came out, right? I'm not gonna lie, her album is freaking bomb and it's good. Her album is good. Like, it's good to the ears. It is a good album. But as I started listening to it more, I was like, these songs have a hold on me. I keep on listening to them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I was like, why is that? So then the Lord called me on. I saw this video on TikTok that was talking about this man that went to hell. Like, you know, those people that have like dreams that are very like God brings them places and shows them things. Like, he went to hell and he heard that like, so basically when some singers like and some rappers make songs that are not Christian, of course, when they make songs, they like get high or they like smoke to receive like lyrics and stuff. And this man was basically saying that like the demons are the ones that like possess them to put those songs in the lyrics. Like when they're high and when they're this, like they're talking with the demons to put those lyrics in those songs, which is why those songs are so catchy. And it's like do 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 do. Like, it's like, first of all, if we really pay attention to the lyrics, I might kill my ex. That's murder. That's a sin. And it's like when you sing those things, it puts you in a trance, and we don't really realize that. First of all, I want to address not all secular music is bad secular music. Okay, let's unpack. If a song is not Christian, is it secular? Yes. There's only 2 things. Like, there's only 2 kingdoms. There's heaven or hell, angel or demon, God or Satan. There's only 2 things. So there's no middle ground of like, okay, there's music that's not Christian, but it's not really like bad either. Like, it's like a middle. No. If it's not Christian music, it's secular. Secular just means, let's actually look up the meaning of secular right now, just so you guys can know. Yeah. Lord, help me to say what you want me to say in this video. In Jesus' name I pray, amen, because we got to pray that. The meaning of secular is activities or other things that have no religious or spiritual basis. So if a song does not have anything religion based in it, it is secular. Does that mean that every single song that is not religious is a bad secular song? No. Personally, I listen to songs like the Oh Hellos, the Lumineers. I listen to what is it, like the old R&B. I listen to Lauryn Hill. Like those songs that like genuinely have nothing in them that's like money, sex, drugs, fame, nothing like that. That's talking directly against God, but it's like it's not a Christian song. Some of the artists are Christian themselves, and some of them have biblical undertones, but it's like I don't think those songs are inherently bad if they're not like, even though they're secular, it does not mean that like they can be opening doors, you know what I mean? But other artists, like people that have been visibly outed or that are visibly big in the industry, like Beyonce, SZA, a bunch of these artists, a lot of these rappers, like Billie Eilish, like when you listen to them, there's a reason why you're still depressed. There's a reason why you listen to Billie Eilish and you're like, you feel better for the moment, but you're still depressed. You're still stuck in like a trance. Like it's spiritual. Like we need to realize how like the devil literally was the worshiper in hell. He was the worship leader in hell. I mean, not in hell, in heaven. The devil was the worship leader in heaven. So how much more would he know what the impact of music has on people? He was literally the worship leader in heaven. So he knows. And it's like, that's why the music industry is such a big place where he works, because he knows the hold they can have on people. Like, even though music does not inherently make you sin, guys, it still opens doors to the enemy. Like, that's why when you watch bad movies or like movies with sexual things, like that's why like some people struggle with more of like pornography, things like that, because they watch movies that have those in them. It's like, you can't listen to something or watch something and it has no effect on you. You know what I mean? Everything you do and everything you say, everything you watch, I personally believe has an effect on you, whether it's good or bad. And it's like, whether you listen to a Christian song and you have a good effect, or a bad song and it's a bad effect. Like, you know what I mean? So everything you do and everything you say has a bad effect. Like, everything you watch. And it's like, for us to argue that music has no hold on us is actually kind of a dumb argument. And it should be debunked right now. I'm debunking it in this moment. Thank you very much. I posted this TikTok about how secular music is holding you back basically from your relationship with Christ. And most people agreed and were like, yeah, I feel called out in this too. And like, I was like, okay, good. I knew I was supposed to post it, and like, it kind of went a little bit viral. But I knew I was supposed to post my video. And then some people in my comments were like actually fighting thin air and were like, nah, that doesn't mean anything. Like, and then this guy made a parody. He was like, yeah, girl, like, I agree. I was like, okay. And then he also said that Christians should stop blaming the devil for like things they do, like blaming music. I was like, I'm not blaming nothing on nobody. I'm blaming, because he said like Christians stop blaming their sin on other things. And I was like, I'm not blaming anything on anybody. I said I'm helping people know that music opens doors because everything we do has an effect on us. Like, and that's just facts. So if God tells us here in I don't know what verse it was, but if God tells us in the Bible to literally do everything we do for the glory of God, what is it as a Christian? What are we gaining by listening to artists that have been openly outed, like for being in the Illuminati or something like that? Like, how does that benefit us? You know what I mean? Like, how does it help us live for the glory of God? It doesn't. It does not. So the reason why I dedicated, and I had to struggle with this too, I dedicated my YouTube, my Instagram, basically every single platform I'm on to be talking about Christ, because what does it benefit for me to talk about anything else? Like, I can talk about Christ and other things too, like my other passions, like I like to do lifestyle videos, like just fun things like that. Like, but it's like, if Christ is not at the center of everything that I do, what's the point? What's the point? Truly. Because if God's telling me here to do everything that I do for the glory of God, how can I not do everything that I'm doing for the glory of God? Like, what does it benefit to me to do anything else or not even mention God at all? You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, I will do everything that I love to do with Christ in the center, because if not, then what am I doing it for? You know? So if God is telling us to do everything we need to do for the glory of God, why are we listening to music that does not glorify God? Pause. There are some songs that I love that are not inherently Christian, but it's like, if you know that this music is not good and you can hear it in the melody and it's like, this song's hitting it wrong, but it's good. Like, this, literally, I was listening to this album and I was like, I know this is bad music. I know it's not good for my soul. I know there's something going on inside, but I like the music too much. And it was like, I was choosing the music over my relationship with God. And it's like, whoa, that's when it gets to a bad point. But if you're listening to songs, like I said, that you discern and you pray about them, it's like, okay, these songs are fine. They're secular, but they're not really affecting my spirit. It's like, I think that's fine. I'm not going to be the one to tell you that. Like, you really need to pray about it yourself and discern and go through your playlist and be like, God, what songs are like not even just not glorifying you, but glorifying the devil? I think that's the main point we need to hit, because some songs might not even be about God, but it's like they're definitely worshiping the devil, and it's like those are the songs you want to get rid of for sure. So, like, we just need to do everything we do for the glory of God. And truly, if we cannot let music go, let's say like there's a song you're like, it's too good, it's not Christian, but like it's too good, I can't stop listening to the song. If there's anything in your life that you cannot stop doing for God, that's an idol. And I'll be willing to stand on that. Sit on it. I might even sit on it if I have to. But wow, that was a revelation, because I was idolizing music. I was idolizing certain creators, certain like things, certain shows, certain whatevers that I knew for a fact did not glorify God, but I still watched them because I couldn't let it go. And it's like, okay, so that's an idol in your life. And we need to get rid of idols, because once again, how do we expect to ever grow our relationship with Christ if we cannot let things go for Him? A living sacrifice, dying to ourselves, renewing our minds. Isn't the whole point of being a Christian dying to yourself? Like, that's the whole point. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. If Christ lives in me, it should be Christ doing things through me, you know? And Christ is definitely not going to watch those shows, or definitely not going to watch this music, listen to this music and all this stuff. Like, if Christ is truly living in us, it should show. It should show. So I decided for myself, hey, I'm done listening to this music. And TikTok is honestly a root of a lot of problems. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It's a root of a lot of problems. You cannot escape some music on there. Like, it's filled with secular music that is directly worshiping the devil. And it's like, you have to try to escape it though. And I thought about it, and this person commented on my TikTok, which it was really good. It was like, if that's true, that you shouldn't even be on TikTok. And I was like, that's facts. But I also saw this video of this man saying that you have to be the light in the darkness. And if every Christian got off every single app because there was something demonic on it, we wouldn't have any lights anywhere in the world. Like, if we all got off of social media because there was something demonic on a platform, we'd all be off social media. But the one thing that kept me going is like, God is calling me to do this and to speak out and to be a positive influence for Christians on this app and for non-Christians. But it's like, we need to be on these apps that are so full of darkness and be the lights, because if not us, then who? You know what I mean? So it's like, that's one thing that's also keeping me going to like just keep posting, because like the app is very toxic and bad, but I can do things to avoid the music, like saying not interested or something like that. Like, there's so many features that I can implement that's going to help me not listen to that music, but still be a light on that app. But y'all, if it's one thing that the enemy gets us with, it's music, because he knows the power of it. He knows the power of it. So let's just be aware and cautious and realize, once again, if there's something in our life that we cannot let go, maybe it is an idol. And there's a lot of idols we have in our lives. I'm not speaking to call nobody out. I'm calling myself out in this own video. Like, I had this own realization for myself. I was listening to these artists, and God was like, yo, and it's not the first time He's talked to me about this, but truly this time I really needed to stick, and I need to let it go, because it wasn't like music was making me sin, but it was obviously opening doors. Like, a guilty pleasure I had was Billie Eilish. I liked her song TV, and I would listen to it when I was sad already, to feel comfort in my sadness. And now that I say it out loud, it's like it's kind of crazy. Like, I would literally listen to the song because it felt good to listen to something that made me feel more depressed. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of these artists that just profit off of us being depressed as a generation. Like, that's why Gen Z is so depressed and so caught up in their mind and so anxious all the time, because there's so many artists that profit off us being depressed, y'all. Like, it's sickening, and it makes sense, because that's how the enemy got us, and he wins. And like, so I had to realize, like, yo, I can't listen to her anymore either. and just a bunch of artists. So if you guys need any recommendations of playlists or people, like my Spotify is Eunice Vognier, um, and I have some playlists on there that you can look through and see if you like any songs and whatever. But this is my Spotify. If it will focus for us, I will put it on the screen too. So, but yeah, if you guys need help finding some playlists, I have some gospel, I have some indie, I have a bunch of everything, summer music, like chill music, like I have a lot, worship, and it's rough out here. But we can start by looking at other people's playlists and be like, okay, these are songs that I think are okay for my soul. Like, we just need to all help each other into finding those songs that we like, that are Christian, that do not worship the devil. Because I feel like there is definitely a lack of good Christian music that adheres to the young generation, because there's a reason why Gen Z is adhering to all these other artists that are not Christian. It's like, yo, we're missing something. And that's why I'm like, if you guys have songs in your heart, like I know I want to write songs for the Lord, but it's like, it's obviously taking time and it's going to be hard, but it's like, I want to put out my own songs too, to help reach that generation of people that feel heard by like Billy and SZA. And it's like, you guys we should feel heard through other Christians, not people that are literally worshiping the enemy. You know what I mean? But why did I feel heard through Billie Eilish's music when I should be heard through a Christian's music? You know what I mean? So there's definitely a lack of transparency and a lack of just like good Christian music that adheres to the younger generation. I feel like that is the main issue, and that's why we go towards all these other artists, because there's nothing we can go to that makes us feel understood. So if you guys have songs in your heart, please release them. Please. You don't know how it could change the world. You don't know how it could help people not listen to these artists anymore. Like, we need to rise up. And I know Generation Z, like there's a lot of us that are gifted in singing, and it's like, if God's giving you a gift, please stand up and do something about it, you know, because you could be the very reason why somebody's soul is saved through your music, through God, of course. But it's like, if you have a gift, if you have a song in your heart, please just listen to God's call and discern what he's saying, because you could be the answer to a very, very much needed need in Gen Z. So yeah, guys, that was my video. I just needed to be so freaking raw with y'all, because that was my conviction I got, and I hope you guys understand that. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not calling anybody anything. I'm not saying nobody's going to hell. I will never say that. I'm never that kind of person. I just don't say that, because who am I to say that? So I love you all, and this is why I'm making this video, because I value your souls and I value your lives, and God does too. And when God puts a word on my heart, I'm gonna say it, because it's like, yo, secular music has got a hold on our generation right now. Not only Gen Z, but Christians also. So we need to wake up and realize that we can fight, and it's not a hard fight to win, you know, because God's already won. But we need to stand up and be like, I'm not doing this anymore. I value God. I value Christ way more than my music. So yeah, and it will show, and you can let things go. It's gonna be hard, but if it's a journey, just start with one song and then take out another. Just start slow and pray and ask for help. So I love you guys so, so much, and tune in next time for a video. I don't really have a schedule for my videos. I just kind of post whenever I feel inspired. But I love you guys so much. Listen to my podcast, Uncut Christian, everywhere. Listen to it. I post every Saturday on there, so I'm very more active on there. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and value your soul, please. I love you so much. Peace, and I'll see you next time.